Okay. Hey, day two. We're just gonna walk directly from my apartment out directly here. Um, First of all, I appreciate anybody that has started listening to these videos. Hopefully, at some point, they are helpful to you. I would appreciate any likes, comments, subscriptions. Obviously, when the channel is small, every little bit is going to be helpful for it to grow. Ask some friends and family. Uh, but yeah, let's start. As I've mentioned, the first half of a walk is a little funky, and then it tends to clear up at the end. But we'll get going. So, all right. So once again, we're probably going to be pretty dark this morning. I did order some. What do you call it? It's kind of like it's not a ring light, but just some sort of light that we can use light up face in the dark a little bit, or when I have this face in a different direction. It is very, very, very quiet in my community right now. So it's like, of course, weird to be walking around and talking. But this morning, as a actual human on this earth, I slept in about an extra 20 minutes, so I'm a little behind schedule. This is what happens when you stay up too late working on content stuff. I was trying to figure out how I split all these things into the reels and the TikToks, but oh, you know what? And here you can watch me fumble around like an idiot. Or actually, you know what? I'm just gonna let the front door person know. I forgot my keys to get in and out of the community. So we'll make that quick human interaction early in the morning. And forgot to do this. Hey Siri, set a timer for 20 minutes. Oh, weird. There we go. But I'm this person in the front. Excuse me. I forgot my fob in the house. Can you let me back in when I? Yeah. He was looking at my phone like, what the hell are you doing? Yeah, I'm a crazy person. Anyways, now we're out. So, last night I was at Cougar Creek, which is a little park. I put some Instagram stories there of me playing around like a kid. But Cougar Creek is too far to walk in the morning. I tried it out. This is actually not too bad as far as the lighting. However, the reason I don't like to do this very often, first of all, because it seems like everybody in our street has loud ass fucking either trucks or Camaros or Ferrari. I guess I haven't seen Ferraris very often, but I feel like there's a lot of either younger people or like spoiled kids down this way. But I've tried to walk all the way over to Cougar Creek in kind of like a reasonable time in the morning. And these morning walks, I don't really need people to be doing them for 2 hours. I personally kind of like a half hour, 40 minutes is what I like to do. But 20 is perfectly reasonable and fine. In fact, what I'm advocating for most people to do is three sets of 15 minutes is totally exactly what you could need. And I think in that amount of time, that will get you to my kind of beginner level of 6,000 to 8,000 steps. It's kind of where you double that up, you start getting into the 12 to 15 area. So, but anyways, not long enough to get to Cougar Creek. So we're just going to walk in one direction for about 20 minutes and then turn back around. Nice and simple. As I was starting to mention, just generally not wanting to be in places where you're seeing and listening to too many cars. And unfortunately, right, stacked right against the street, that's just going to be all cars. But I guess like one little thought I feel myself kind of going towards right away this morning will be transparent and honest things. This is in my work life, and I guess get brought right back to it. I think my feelings and thoughts last night were trying to hold it at bay. I was also getting distracted from these type of things. By the way, I ordered this hat. It's a kind of thermal hat that I think it's ugly. So we're gonna go get like a Carhartt one or something like that, so it can be trendy. Anyways, this thing's tracking all over the place. But lost a deal at work, one that I honestly have been working on since I think like September. I do basically sales at a marketing agency, and God, it just seemed like we had it for a long time. It's an RFP, so it's all whatever. So what I'm gonna have to do as I'm going through the next couple days is I'm gonna naturally kind of go through some feelings of guilt. I'm kind of anticipating that. It's one of the things I like to do. I think anybody that is in sales, especially sales that's not, hey, I have a widget, a product, even a car. You're just kind of one-on-one with that one person, trying to get them to make a decision. Usually, if you're a good salesperson, you're trying to have them make a decision on something that's helpful to them and something that they actually really want to do. However, when you're kind of in this marketing ad agency world, you have these layers and layers of people making decisions on accounts and who they're going to work for, who they trust, who's within their network. Ultimately, that's why like networking is just such a big portion of it. So my ass needs to get back on LinkedIn, and I will be, because I do have a conference coming up this weekend. But I know that I'm going to be passing through different feelings of guilt. What could I have done better? Is this something I could have shown better? Something I could have said better? Ultimately, like a lot of these type of things aren't under your control. And I do think it's natural, though. Your first feeling is not going to be that, oh yeah, it's not under any of my control, so it's fine. We'll just move on. I know that at least I've gotten to the point where, in most of these instances, then you only get that way through a few years of doing kind of like sales. And I hate to use that word. I hate to almost like consider myself a salesperson, but you get that way, you have to get some thicker skin, and you have it in the back of your mind always. We were talking about yesterday pairing with your self-doubt goblin, and that is the rebuttal to this. But when you first hear it, you read that damn email, and that one line in the email that says, "We regret to inform you" of some sort. And it's like, damn. And you feel that kind of sink in deep. So it might sink in a little bit deeper for me. I know I have like an emotional journey ahead of me. I think one thing that is good, like I said, I do have conference this week, so just keeping active will be helpful. Getting new leads, talking to new people will make the situation feel so dire. Holding the gimbal up the whole time while I'm walking is a arm workout almost. All right. So we're just going to head this way. Eventually, we might be able to get to the Smiths up here and maybe grab a coffee or something. But that'll be too far for us today. I'm trying to figure out like a good spot to hold this thing. I think it's kind of like double locked. It's like locked on my bottom of my chin. Okay. But yeah, so now we're spewing a few things out in your thoughts right away. And now I'm traveling, and so I'm traveling now. And we're thinking a little bit about last night. Thinking a little bit about how my grown ass, 34 years old, was in a park at night, playing around with some new gadgets I had never seen before. This weird thing that was like on a rail, a stick and a platform. Put your feet on it, and I think the momentum would kind of like carry you forward. That's kind of the point, is you rear that thing back and carry it through, kind of swing through. Fun little thing. It was kind of skipping around on rocks, and I think just one of the, I use that word advocate a lot. Just trying to as we get to be adults, we end up in the gym, which is great. Obviously, always with resistance training, do that, lift some heavy shit, and then we go out and we go on our walks. Hopefully, with your families, you're getting a walk in. But like, who says that as adults we can't play a little bit, And like when we say like play, most of the time when people say that, I think of like that they're out drinking and partying. Nah, it's like, no, like play, like small changes in elevation, jumping, rolling around, falling from stuff, climbing on things. Kind of when I say it, I get a little excited thinking about it. And once again, I think that's the ape right in us. They're like, ooh, that's exciting. Yes, please go put us in the forest and let's swing around. But when you first start doing things like that, it's like you're walking around and maybe you're alone like me, probably have a family, probably have a spouse. But I mean, our bodies and minds are intertwined, and they affect each other. Your body doesn't feel good, your mind's not going to feel good. Your mind doesn't feel good, your body's not going to feel good. Um, and I saw like some couples walking, beautiful, beautiful thing, walking together. Um, but you know, I think to keep that playfulness going in like your relationships is something that is valuable. So I know that in my past relationships, I definitely could have kept the playfulness up. Actually, I think I'm a calm person, but I do get a little bit serious. Um, and that's some of my own mental health concerns. Sometimes I get a little numbed out, probably from overstimulus and maybe from not having enough coping strategies for my stress and anxiety. But I don't know. I could just totally imagine that when you're walking around with your spouse, that you guys playing on some swing sets together. Uh, you guys trying to hop on rocks and jumping, see if you can actually make the jump to the next, right? Hot lava, right? Um, that sounds like kind of fun. That sounds romantic. Sounds like something you do when you're a teenager. And we can keep doing that shit. We can do that shit when we're 50 years old, 60 years old. And maybe when you're getting much older, you're not, trying to do a big broad jump as far as you can onto something. But I think that's something that we should all kind of work towards, keep in mind. This ain't so bad, this 20-minute walk out this way. This street's pretty quiet. The street my apartment complex comes out on is not not ideal. Once we get this way, we have quite a bit of trees. So I feel like my new cold weather stuff I got in last night is doing its job. Like initially, I'm like, okay, I'm not being kept warm, but I'm also not. How the best way to say this? It's like I'm still cold, but it's keeping me from getting colder. So I think I can deal. Might have just wanted to do a check. Oh God, we have a kitty. I will be your new dad. Oh no, probably someone else's cat. Uh, it's not a real reason why it would be out at 4 in the morning without any type of collar. Speaking of, for those that know me and have followed me, Mr. Mickey is going to be getting a sibling probably in March after all this travel is done. So once we get settled down, we'll get him a little friend. I'm actually very excited about that. Uh, put together a new cat tree for him, and I've seen it bring out his kitten again. So um, He has the zoomies more often. He loves to play on that thing. So just seeing that little hint of the kitten in him, and I didn't have him when he was a kitten. I think we roughly got him when he was about 7 years old. 7, maybe like 8 or 9, but I feel like he's anywhere from 12 to 14 years old. Don't have any records of it. And with that breeze, I can say that the cold gear is not quite what is necessary, but it's also about 38 degrees out. Pretty cold in Vegas. I don't know if you can see my breath. Just a little bit. But definitely looking forward to give Mickey a little friend. I'm gone quite a bit. Sometimes I do a work from home day, not to do anything but to just have him sit around, be around my cat a little bit more. Cats are better than people, anyways. So, especially my cat. My cat rules. But get him a little dude, or I guess I should, whatever. Female cat is fine too, but get him a friend that he can play with. You are a responsibility, lazy piece of shit. It doesn't help with the bills living in my house rent free. Maybe if I started a YouTube, Instagram content endeavor with him, maybe I could start making money. We're just gonna take it right. We won't cross the street. Huh. I wonder if this lap I could complete in about the same amount of time. It makes sense for it to be in a square. 23 minutes. Where did my timer go? iPhone is like, it remains findable when the power is off. Okay, is my battery getting low? Oh, my battery's gonna get low. We might end up getting cut short because guess what Justin didn't do last night is he didn't put his iPhone on the charger. So we might be going off here in a little bit. But that's okay. I shared a little bit. There's my timer. So now I know I can turn around. But I think what I'm going to do is I'm just going to keep going back up to Robindale and go over. I think that's probably easiest. If it's a little bit longer, that's okay. So I have started to see a little bit, switching up this routine. Is it a good time? Is it a bad time? Got done from vacation, did a little bit of, I had been doing well on that vacation, but just was not in a, I think it was the motion sickness. I think it was my body and mind just getting the shit kicked out of it from this really bad flu I had before I went on it. But gained a little bit of weight. I was on my vacation and my cruise. Tried to do my protein drowning. I call it protein drowning because it's kind of a method I've approached where if you're going into a meal that you know is going to be meal or an event that you know is going to have a lot of like hyperpalatable foods, things that are high in fat, things that are high in carbohydrates but generally low in nutritional value, high in calories. If you can find a lean protein source, just don't even worry about a little bit of the self-control bit. Just let your body's hormones kind of take over. So I was telling you to stop eating, and if you're, I think of Thanksgiving, and just get a shit ton of that turkey and throw all that protein in there. Signals your body is like, oh shit, I don't need all these other treats and sweets afterwards, because it's the desserts. Anyways, I had been doing pretty good with protein drowning, but the food was such low quality on those cruises anyways. Just inflammatory preservatives. Everything was cooked in every variety of seed oil possible, I'm sure. And now the word seed oils just got put into. Seed oil has entered the chat. But I think one of the things with the seed oil stuff is not necessarily that every single seed oil is the worst ever. It's just the way that we, food and groceries approach it, which is mass produce it, put it on a shelf, let it get rancid. That's where it's getting so hyper-inflammatory. Yeah. This little loop is pretty nice, actually. Once again, we may be ending here pretty quick with the battery. So we're walking by the school. Should I reveal where I am? Somebody on the internet going to find me and try to rob me while I'm walking alone? I actually don't even carry my wallet with me while I'm walking. Not when I leave the house. That stuff's all back there. Long walks, hikes, running my wallet, things like that. A little fanny pack. Really kind of want to get a backpack sling so I can put more of like this iPhone and camera accessories in there. Need a little bit bigger so I can at least fit this gimbal in there. Right now the other one, the gimbal doesn't fit in. Walking next to a school should generally be safe though, right? Well lit. You guys can actually see a little bit this morning. This person is going super slow while they're driving. I don't know what the hell they're doing. Probably fumbling around. Okay, so here we go. Topic of conversation. I'm feeling my body. On your morning walk. One reason I don't like it to be too long is because I am advocating for very strict targeted fat oxidation being fasted in the morning. That's not meaning intermittent fasting is like where you should be fasted more than the amount that you slept. It's just generally right now you're in a low glucose situation, generally low blood sugar. But so we're taking Yoan Bean, taking a little bit of caffeine, zone 3, low intensity, steady state cardio, yada yada yada. Once again, I want to start sharing that stuff on my page, scientific studies behind it, which for those are pretty established. Some sort of exercise ring got closed already. Oh, here we go. Meandering. Conversation topic. Oh, yes. If your walk is too long in the morning and you've kind of activated your body with water, a little bit of caffeine, the yohimbine, your digestive tract is like, hey, let's go. Let's do this. So if you're taking your walks are too long in the morning, much more than like 40 minutes, you might need like some place to take a break. So that's where like parks are great. Go to the bathroom. Now, right now, I'm caught far away from my apartment, having to use the bathroom, and I'm right next to school. So this is perfect spot, just to whip it out. My luck, I would try to sneak something, and police officer be going by at the same time, and there I am, dick out next to a school. Not good. Let's not do that. But you might get caught needing to go to the bathroom, and number one is one thing, number two is another. So just keep that in mind as your bowels are going to get activated. So if you're too far away from a restroom, you might just shit yourself. So let's not shit yourself. Now, if you want to start wearing some adult diapers, taking long walks with some adult diapers, so it depends on. I'm not going to judge. Who am I to judge? I'm just some dude filming his walks, talking about nothing. Talking about thinking about thinking. Thinking about thinking, that's something I got picked up from somewhere else. Is that like a Maslov? Who's Eric Erickson? The hierarchy of needs or something like that. I got it from like some chart. I don't remember. I think those are like not about like mental states. I think that's actually hierarchy of needs, like things that we need to exist as humans. I did like that term I was using for the self-doubt goblin. I think we're gonna keep Mr. Self-Doubt Goblin. It's either that or criticism monster or self-doubt goblin. I just love goblin. Like, what do you guys think about when you hear goblin? I definitely think some like crunched over, long fingernails. Like monster could be just like a mindless animal. Like goblins are just like dirty though. Like dirty, filthy things that have not your best interest in mind. Manipulative. Monster doesn't necessarily be manipulative. Monster just might eat you. All right, cool. Now we're settling into a good spot. Oop. Nice and quiet. Imagine it's similar to Phoenix, where I happen to be traveling to this weekend, but something about the landscaping in Vegas, plants that are used, the way that it's done in a desert, arid environment, the way the houses are. I'm not so used to it. Southwest. I'm from the Midwest. It's very different. A lot more green, a lot more, I wouldn't even say more trees. Pockets of actual forest in the middle of the city, sure. Definitely gotten used to this place. Definitely, I mean it when I tell people this is home for me now. You walk out of your house in the morning, you see the mountains. Especially when they have snow on them right now, and then the sun gets on them. The right day, it's just like super golden in the morning. It's like, oh. When I was at the Wetlands, Wells Head Trail Park over there, the first time on that side of the wetlands, I gotta go back and I gotta walk us a little bit farther and see what it's about. There should be it's like a 10-mile loop there. So should try to do all 10 miles. And just mark off in the morning. Might be better to do it on a bike. We need to get a bike. Let's get a bike. I put that little car mount bike thing. But yeah, it was beautiful, beautiful view of the city over there. It's just funny because you take a picture of this beautiful mountain cityscape. City's mostly flat, and then it's the strip. So with actual high buildings, hotels, and where so much debauchery is. But I don't know. I don't even know anymore. Sin City things. You live here in Las Vegas, so you're not going to Marquee, Excess, Hakkasan, and Tao every night. The city doesn't seem as exciting as people will make it out to be. And the best thing I kind of tell people is just I have access to do all that if I want to. I don't do it very often. I've been lucky enough. One of the things that I know people have problems with is making friends in Vegas because everyone's kind of transient. I've been lucky enough to find some good communities advocating getting into a gym community. That doesn't mean that you have to do something like a box and doing CrossFit, but if you find just any normal ass gym, trying to make friends with people there, they're gonna be interested in their health. They're gonna have similar interests to you, just automatically. Something to bond over. But I'm incredibly lucky and incredibly blessed to have met a lot of really good people here in Vegas. Work, my band, my gym. So I end up having lots of little fun activities to do with people. Is this a way in? No. That would have been a nice little shortcut, but we're coming up on it anyways. We're almost back. We're on the back side of my community here, so we're about done. Man, This thing was like, you're about to shut off about 15-20 minutes ago. Good on you, iPhone. Trying as hard as you can. Just to make sure, well, I doubt that their recording would get lost. Just understanding the way recordings work. And so now they're shut off. So right now it's literally being put onto the phone's little hard drive. Sorry, do this. Oh, offensively hawking a loogie on camera. Disgusting.